Hello there, I'm Posh Boy Babes, welcome back to the channel. So what are we taking a look at today? Today it's the turn of the Tauren Mouth to Lung RTA from Thunderhead Creations. As you can see, I've got the extra long drip tip up the top here, which is provided in the pack. You get a little stubby one and you get a longer one. And you're going to see all that in the close-up, and I'm going to do a little mini build tutorial as well, which will be at high speed. What we're going to do is take it for a vape, then have a look at it up close, come back up here and tell you all about it, the usual format. Here we go. All right, let's have a look on the table at the kit contents. Let's see how you build it, and then let's come back and talk all about it. All right, let's have a little look at this little beauty. It comes in this lovely little presentation bag with a little drawstring on it from Thunderhead Creations, and it's got a little tab on it to tell us this is a mouth to lung tank. Let's see what we get in the bag. There's more stuff in here yet to come. Oh, look at this. So there's a screwdriver in there. I'm surprised that didn't punch through the bag. And here we've got a mouth to lung glass. Okay, and that is actual glass. Pleased to see that. The tank itself is in this lovely little presentation tin. Hold that thought. We'll come to that in a second. And we get this accessory bag, which has got all sorts in it. Let's get into it. Well, look at all this. We've got a selection of O-rings. We've got a different drip tip with a kind of heatsink bottom. We've got an Allen key. We have a tiny little QC certificate. And we've got a instruction manual and a warranty card. And here we have some coils, fuse Clapton coils, all the specs on there, 25mm or 2.5mm inner diameter, NI80, suggested wattage, the whole lot. I'm very pleased to see full description of the coils. There's spare grub screws as well, lots of different O-rings, everything you could need. Right, let's get into this tank. So it's in this lovely little stainless steel presentation tube. And when we take it out, we find this is actually a threaded atomizer stand. And that, for me, is a beautiful feature to include it in the packaging, but have an atomizer stand on which you can build your tank. So leave it off for a second so we can take a look at this. So this tank is a 24mm in diameter, and excluding the drip tip is 49.5mm high. There it is with the standard drip tip installed that it came with, and here it is with the alternate drip tip supplied. I quite like that. I like a longer drip tip. And this beautiful cage design to protect the glass inside as well as to look the part, I think it's an absolutely stunning design. We've got the Thunderhead Creations logo on the side, and again, reminder this is a mouth to lung tank, as if you were in any doubt. Down here is your airflow. Now this is very clever. I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to see this on the camera, but this groove gets steadily deeper. So as you rotate your airflow, it is bone dry at the moment. So as I move the airflow around, it starts in the groove here, and the groove gets wider, and the air is passing in there, inside that hole. And as the groove gets wider, obviously it gets bigger and bigger, right until we reach this point when it changes, and you can see there are 3 dedicated holes wide open there. And as we close it down, we're channeling air in, and it will go into those 3 holes, but it goes in underneath that hole there until we take it right down, and the groove narrows all the way out. And it went past the stop point there. That's really interesting. So I can't take it back that way, but I can take it round the other way. So you just got to be careful. So there, that's completely closed, but it will go past the stop point in one direction, not the other. To fill, we unscrew the top. That's a solid feeling top cap, and we've got 2 very generously sized fill ports there, and we can see right down into the deck there. Look at that sieve underneath the deck. We're going to get close to that in a second. Let's do exactly that. That's horribly squeaky because it's bone dry, I apologise. Let's unscrew the tank section, and in there is our chamber, which is slightly domed, and our glass around here, and we can, he said faithfully, take it out to get to it, but I haven't worked out how to do that yet. Is it just a push? No, and I'm very wary. I don't want to be ham-fisted and break that glass inside before I've even got the new one out. There's our deck. It's sort of GTA style deck, raised up slightly, our wicking ports either side, our simple 2 posts, gold plated, with a peak insulator under the positive post, and that sieve underneath, which is going to smooth out that air absolutely beautifully. I'm really excited to try this. I will concede I have seen other reviewers' videos on this, and all of them have said how smooth that flavour is and how smooth that airflow is, with this beautifully customizable airflow ring round here and this clever sieve design under the deck. So we're going to need the Allen key provided in the bag to get those posts undone, and I think it's time we put a build in it, and I'm going to use the coils they provided and see how we go. Okay, I've been playing around with my camera settings, and I'm hoping this will stay in focus even at this close distance. If it doesn't, this could be very embarrassing. I've put the base of the tank on the little stand provided. I've got the coil that was in the bag, and this is nearly a contact coil. It's slightly spaced, but I'd imagine by the time I fiddle with it, it's going to be basically a contact coil, so I will need to pulse it and just stick the coil in, put the wicks through, juice it up, and take it for a spin. In the interest of time, I'm going to speed this bit up. So here's my Allen key, here comes the coil, and talk amongst yourself. So there is the deck coiled and wicked. You'll notice the wicks are not protruding below the deck. They are just filling those holes, gently tucked in, but not so much they cause a choke point, but enough that they do fill the holes nonetheless. When we juice this up, remember that cotton is going to expand. It's going to plug those holes nicely, but still allow juice to pass through at a rate we would want it to. I do hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you're a brand new viewer to the channel, welcome, it's great to have you here. And if you're an existing member or subscriber, thanks for sticking with me. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, click that familiar red button in the bottom right hand corner, and don't forget to click on notifications so you know whenever I post a new video. I always take a few moments to talk about advocacy, and that's to remind you that all of the advice currently available from healthcare professionals states that vaping is at least 95% safer than smoking combustible cigarettes. As you know, it's what got me off smoking, and I hope it does good things for you too. Now, product links are not allowed in YouTube descriptions, so I can't provide you any of those. What I can do is share with you my own links, firstly to my Instagram feed, where you can keep up to date on the pictures that I take of the vape devices I've got or I'm using. And if you want to help support the channel's work, and remember this channel is not externally funded and doesn't accept paid reviews, then you can subscribe to one of the member levels on Patreon, a link for which is down below as well.
It'd be great to have your support, since the channel relies on your goodwill and my own pocket. Anyway, that's enough from me. Back to the video. Welcome back up top. There you go, a bit of an insight into the kit contents for the Thunderhead Creations Tauren Mouth to Lung RTA. Okay. What can I tell you? So facts and figures first of all. It is 24mm in diameter and 49.5mm high to the top of the regular drip tip. With the long drip tip on, as I've got here, it's 60mm high in total, so it's 10.5mm extra. And what's it going to set you back? Well, in the UK, you're looking at between £23 and £29, and in the US, between sort of $27 and $34, which is about the right price range for a tank of its size and style. And Thunderhead are a fairly, well, I'd say they're sort of moving towards high-end, that kind of direction. So I think it's a fair price for the tank that it is. Sticking with specs and facts and figures, the tank capacity is 2 millilitres. The body is made of stainless steel, obviously it's painted, and it comes available in 4 colours, which include an unpainted version. You've got a shiny stainless steel, a matte version. You'll see them, I'm putting them up on the screen so you can see the 4 colours it's available in. So let's talk likes and dislikes. What do I like? First of all, I love the design. I think it's absolutely beautiful, with this clever cage around the outside, which of course protects the glass, and with the just that little bit of contrast there with the silver base for the extended drip tip. And I like a longer drip tip on my mouth to lung RTAs. I like that extra travel that just cools down the vapor ever so slightly but doesn't lose any flavour. So the design of it I particularly like. The coils, as you saw in the packaging, the coils they provide come with full specifications, and that's a really important thing. And you think, well, is it really that important? It's a tiny little packet, it's just a bit of metal. No. Generally speaking, an awful lot of manufacturers give you coils with tanks like this and don't tell you what they're made from. Now, if you've got a particular sensitivity to nickel, for example, you're going to want to know if it's a nickel coil and you're going to want to steer clear of it. If in doubt, please use your own coils, or that you make yourself, or from a trusted coil builder. There's plenty of people out there who can make those complex coils, your Aliens, your Claptons, and all the fancy styles of coils that we like. What else do I like? Building it and wicking it, pretty easy. Yeah, you saw in the close-up, it's a GTA style deck, it's raised up slightly, it was fairly easy to build on. Pop the coil in, pop the cotton through, fill the wicking ports, job done. And the packaging and the display, so this beautiful little bag that it came in with its little tank container that includes a base upon which you can set your tank for building purposes. I like that a lot. I think that's a really, really lovely presentation. So props for that. Okay, so we've got to talk dislikes. What do I dislike? First of all, the coils that were provided, I was very excited that we had full specs and they look decent and they're slightly spaced. Oh, the flavour off them is just disappointing. It really is. It is marginally better when you put your own coils in, which I've tried, but I mean marginally. I'm not overly impressed with the flavour, I have to be honest with you. And that's what you come to this channel for: honest, unbiased reviews and a clear and straightforward opinion. So no, the flavour is not exciting me as much as I thought it would. What else? The threading, certainly when you're threading the chimney and the tank back onto the deck, is awful. Getting it to bite is terrible, and I checked the threads are nice and clean, and I tried just a little bit of vape juice around it just to help lubricate it a little bit. No, the threading is still awful. It doesn't bite properly. You're going to cross thread it 10 times before you get it in place. So the threading, I'm really, really disappointed in. And if you cross thread it and chew those threads up, that's it, you've had it. You can't use the tank anymore. So that's a real problem. And then there's the glass. Well, you saw in the close-up, I said, I'm not going to change that glass if I can help it. I had another look at the user manual, and it suggests that you get your screwdriver and stick it in one of the holes here at the top of the cage and push the glass out. I haven't done it because I'm terrified that if I stick a screwdriver in, I'm just going to shatter the tank. And I don't want to do that because, of course, yes, you get a spare glass, but I don't want to break one glass just for the sake of getting it out. And the point is, it's nice to be able to take your glass out so that you can clean things properly inside. So far, I haven't been able to clean properly inside that glass, so I've just kept one flavour of juice in there because otherwise it's going to get mixed up and it's going to taste revolting. And talking of the glass and that cage, you can't see. I mean, I'm holding it up to my light now. I've got this big light off to my right-hand side here, and I can just about work out what the juice level is. But when you're using it in everyday terms and you don't have a great big light shining on you, it's really, really hard to see what the juice level is. And that's a real disappointment, because that's kind of one of the everyday features of a tank that you need, is to know where your juice is. You don't want to get to the point where you go, oh, dry hit. Oh, I guess I've run out of juice. No. So that kind of wraps it up, really, for the Tauren mouth-to-lung RTA from Thunderhead Creations. Overall, it was a disappointment. I think it's beautiful. I really do. I love the design. And this airflow ring with its continuously variable airflow is very, very clever. And you can dial in just the airflow you want. But overall, it's underwhelmed me, if I'm honest. Would I rush out and buy it again? No. Have to be honest with you. It wouldn't be something I'd reach for straight away. If it's the only one available and you're desperate for a mouth-to-lung RTA, sure, get it. Fine. It'll do as a stand-in device, as something easy and quick to grab if you want. It's not difficult to build on, but I'm not going to make it my all-day, everyday, got to have with me at all times RTA, I'm afraid. So there we go. Anyway, enough from me. More videos to come on the channel very soon, working very hard on them at the moment. But I do ask for your patience, and I'm in the process of moving house, and as such, my normal studio space is gone, and I'm hoping it's going to, by the time I've got all that set up and done, there may be some gaps, longer gaps in between videos, so please bear with me. Other than that, I'll see you next time on the channel. I've been Posh Boy Vapes. Cheers.